This bid was submitted with a summary, but an incomplete summary. It stops mid-sentence, and doesn't actually have a copy of the law. The last issue with this bid deals with local preference law in general, and the Mississippi law favors local resident bidder if you're dealing with equal or substantially equal bidders, which in this case, the two apparent low bidders had a difference of $8,000 related to less than 1/2%. So according to Mississippi Attorney General's opinion, you can treat those as equal or substantially equal bidders. And the local preference law will allow you to favor the local bidder, in this case, which starts the second low bidder over the non-resident bidder.
So if I can clarify, you're saying that his bid was defective on 2 items.
Yes.
And then if for some reason that it wasn't defective, since there's less than a margin of 0.00399, less than 0.5%, they're substantially equal, and that would kick in the state preference law.
It would, and it's been within the discretion of the governing authority at that time.
I think it's clear that they're substantially equal, but I don't think we even get there if it's defective.
It is. Mississippi law requires every bidder to submit a bid that has a local, a certificate of responsibility issued by the State Board of Contractors. This company, as provided by the name, which several agency opinions have said that company submitting the bid is actually the bidder's name is provided in the bid doc, does not maintain a valid COR of the state of Mississippi.
Okay. And then additionally, you said that he didn't provide his preference law?
Local preference law. The bid was submitted with an incomplete summary, but state law requires the bidder to actually submit a copy of their state's local preference law.
And you've come before several times that the state opines that a full, complete state preference law is a requirement.
Well, the reason we have to have that is if you're dealing with a resident and a non-resident bidder, state law says you can only award to the non-resident bidder on the same grounds as they would award to your bidder in their state. So that's why we have to have the complete copy, because when dealing with 2 equal or substantially equal bidders, you have to know how, in this case, the state of Texas would treat Mississippi contractors.
Thank you so much.
And typically when you have the bid process and everyone comes in the room, everybody walks in with sealed envelopes. Each one has their name on it. Each one has their number on it. And if they don't have that on the front, those are not even open, correct?
Right. If there's not a certificate of responsibility number issued or placed on the exterior envelope, state law forbids us from even considering that bid.
I assume you must be Art, okay, because you have a card here.
Actually, yes, I'm Elliot Smedigan,
Okay, you're
for Bulldog.
Okay.
So, yeah. If we could address some of these issues and share with you, if you don't mind, I don't mean to tonight's thing. We respectfully submit that we actually are a local corporation. We have incorporated here, invested millions of dollars in our area where I'm from.
You're stating that the name that you filed under the certificate of responsibility on the front of the envelope is a Mississippi corporation, and that matched what was on the bid?
Well, if I'm understanding correctly, I didn't prepare the bid, so I don't have it here in front of me, but there's Bulldog Constructors of Texas.
Which was what was on the outside of the envelope, I understand, right?
Just the COR, not the name. It was only Bulldog Constructors, Inc.
And it had the COR for the Texas Corporation? Thank you.
So that, it was just a little snafu on the name versus the number, and that's all it was. Bulldog Constructors of Texas is Bulldog Constructors, Inc. of Mississippi. We have printouts from the Secretary of State, which reflect this issue that has been corrected. It shows our address here locally. We have a letter from council that talks about this particular mix-up. We're very sorry that it occurred, obviously. We're very serious about doing business here, which is why as soon as the problem was noticed, of course, they tried to correct it, but they have the authority, their license here. Absolutely. I think I have more than one copy.
Do you have a copy of the license?
No, I said we didn't know about the exact problem until I just heard from her. And so I just brought what I could and hoped that it was going to be adequate. I'm going to have this as well. I don't need to interrupt you, Jim.
What's the Mississippi name of your plan?
Bulldog Constructors, Inc.
Constructors?
Constructors, O-R-S, yes. Yes. It's just a little error.
Well, I understand it's an error, but it's a major defect. I mean, you're opening an envelope under one name, you have an envelope that you've actually misrepresented your company by presenting a bid with one name so that we were opening it, but then placing another name. Now, whether it was an honest typo in your office or not, it becomes a major defect, because if we had known that it was a company without a COR, the person who opened it is subject, one, is subject to a $1,000 personal fine for opening it, and two, should have opened it to begin with. So it's not as little and technical as you say. I understand that. I'm glad you're in Gulfport. Get your Mississippi COR, fill out the form right next time, and bid all our work. And at that time, I will call the question, and with respect to Mr. Williams, I have your letter, sir.
Okay. Question's been called. All in favor, please raise your hand. The motion on the floor is to adopt the resolution as presented, awarding the contract to start. Okay, call again. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? It's unanimous. I must say that Station 7 has been a thorn in my side for quite some time, and I'm glad to see we finally are awarding the contract. I personally apologize that documentation wasn't correct.
We'll give you one more thorn since Mark's here. We've gone out to the site. There are a number of oak trees on that site, and strong effort made to make sure we preserve all those oak trees. One of the oak trees that's dead was a water oak that's right underneath the property that has been designed that needs to come out anyway. But there's one live oak that's underneath the power line that would be in the ingress and egress of those trucks coming out, and the tree ordinance pertains to us as well. We want the council to know that Mark has recommended that that tree be removed and the rest of the trees be retained and preserved in a parkway environment. Is that correct?
That's right.
Y'all need to know that, not for purposes of this amendment, but for purposes of building that fire station.
Okay.
So when that tree starts coming down and we start getting phone calls, we know that you've looked at every option on that site, right?
We actually did. Would you like me to speak to that?
Sure, go ahead.
The design of the pavement is 8 inches thick, and that is to support the ladder trucks and the pumper trucks, which have enormous weights. Those slab designs include all types of reinforcement, and they require a depth of about 8 inches to bury them in the ground. As you know, and as everybody knows, live oaks here, all the roots are basically on top of the ground and reside on top of the ground. In order to cut in an approach apron into the station, that earth has to be dug into the ground to meet the incoming elevation of Georgia Place and Cowan Road. Now, that wasn't a problem at Cowan Road because the big, large trees that are on Cowan Road are 76-inch diameter, 47 inches, and we've got a 50-something inch diameter live oak there. Those are far enough away from the edge of pavement that we have enough approach to that concrete that it actually rides over the roots and then it goes down into the ground outside the root drip line of the tree. We've also designed a aeration and watering system for each of those live oaks. The other factor is the turning radius of these fire trucks, especially the ladder truck, which serves the beach condos. This is the only location that the beach condo ladder truck can service the Highway 90 condominiums and reach them with an adequate amount of time. That turning radius approaches 50 feet. With that information, the turning radius required at Georgia Place to backload the station requires taking out tree number T22, which is the 37-inch live oak. And we push the station as far to the east as possible, which gets it away from Cowan Road and the large ancient live oaks that we have there, and gives us a lot more success rate in maintaining the life of those trees.
So you have a tree protection plan for all the other trees in play?
We do, actually, Russ, we do.
And there'll be a tree protection, there's a tree protection plan in the design and then one during construction for.
That's exactly right.
So while we'll see a tree come down, we're making maximum efforts been made to save all the others.